All right. So let's see. Do this. Here we go. Boom. All right.
Yeah.
So we are live in pre-show, if we did it right.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
At least
looks like
until the
it.
thunderstorm hits us. And then it's just, Katie bar the door. Who knows what's going to happen then?
That is a loud thunder.
Yeah, it is.
Uh,
I love some thunderstorms though.
Yep.
yeah, we are right on the Gulf of Mexico here. So, okay, so we're going to go live in Facebook in almost 3 minutes. And then let's see what we look like on the website.
It looks like it's going. The ticker's going down.
Okay, good. We are live. We are live,
Awesome.
live. Awesome. Very good. So we got Kyle with us, and we got Otis with us, and
Hey guys.
and Maggie and Miranda and me. All right, the five of us are going to have a great show.
We
It's a
will.
party.
But people will start showing up. I'm convinced.
Oh yeah.
So
If anyone hears that, it's not audio issues.
yeah, that's right. Well, the static would be audio issues, but the rest of it's just lightning. Well, thunder. Holy cow. Oh, man, what a mess. So you guys are in Michigan. Which part of Michigan are you in? Are you in the Mitten?
Yep. We're by Lansing.
Okay.
Yep, we're about an hour west of Detroit.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. And so what's the weather today?
we'll know Lansing.
Rainy and gray. And
Rainy and
cold.
gray. Is it cold outside?
Yeah, it is. We
Mhm.
were really lucky this year to not have a fierce winter.
Uh-huh.
Once it hit January, it was really mild, and it's just continued to be in the 40s. So we were spoiled with no winter, but now spring's never coming. So yeah,
Oh,
it's been
golly,
great.
how appropriate is
It's
that?
been snowing every day. So
Keep
Well-
covering up flowers.
But you don't. Yeah, you can't go outside and do things, and so at least you're not tempted to go outside and do things.
yeah,
We were allowed to walk outside though, and we
she-
can't even do that.
we have a really cool nature walk by our house, and so it'd be nice to be able to do that. But
Uh-huh.
it's not in the hail and sleet. It's not very fun.
No.
Light snow, one thing, but it's been like switching from rain to hail to snow.
And we
Holy
were being
cow.
good citizens
Yeah.
about it. We were picking up trash while we were walking too.
Yep,
Wow.
planets.
Wow.
Well, it's kind of hard to walk by it and just leave it.
No, I get
So we
that.
just started bringing gloves and a plastic bag and throwing it out.
Tommy
You
is
might-
here.
You might have some. I see
Tommy.
that.
Tommy is
Might
here.
get
He
some
says,
cats.
2 beauties and a beast. Well, I understand that Miranda and I are beautiful, but that's no way to describe Maggie, Tommy. I mean, that's not fair.
Rude.
Not cool, no.
You know, Tommy probably would say that actually.
And Alexis is here.
Oh,
Welcome, Alexis. And Daniel's here. Glad to have you.
Hey,
Otis-
oh, I miss my
Nice.
people.
I know.
Otis is going to rub it in. It's in the mid 80s in Houston
Ugh.
and sunny.
Fine.
Jealous.
Yeah, that's all right. Houston's going to be flooding in about 6 weeks, anyways, because they always
You know,
get.
I was just gonna say.
I remember going out
That's
to
Nico,
NAB
by the
one year.
way.
Ah, all right. I was flying through Houston,
Yep.
and it rained so much that the Houston airport hobby was underwater. And they canceled my flight,
Wow.
and I wasn't going to be able to go to NAB. And so I
Oh
had
my
to
gosh.
scramble, and they weren't giving refunds. You know, they'd say, oh, yeah, well, you know, you can go in 2 days. Like, no, I got to go now.
No.
Oh
So-
man.
Yep, but we made it. You made it.
Yep.
Yep. It's so. What is your best? We're still in pre-show here. We're just getting warmed up. What is your
Yep.
best trade show kind of weird, funky kind of memory? In travel, in
Best?
lodging, in people you met, you know, in the city you were in. or
Well,
something
I
like
have
that.
a really crappy one that happened to Slider and I. The first year we ever did BVE in London,
Yeah.
our flight literally got delayed at the airport, and the only reason that it was delayed was because all the food apparently sat on the plane too long, and so they couldn't serve it. So they literally sent the plane over to London empty with a crew and told us to go home. So we had to go home, come back the next day. And then by the time we landed in London, we couldn't check into the hotel because it was only noon. And so we had to wait 3 hours to like shower and everything. So we were about an hour and a half from the airport. So that was a really long night. We didn't get back till like 2 a.m. And so yeah, it was a mess. So
Holy
it
cow.
was not fun. Yeah, it was a rough like 3 days to recover from that.
Oh, I
So,
bet. I bet. And
Yeah,
it
was
takes
not
all
very
the fun out of it too, because you know you're all pumped
Yeah.
about going and excited.
We were
and-
literally at the gate, like about to load the plane, and then all of a sudden they came out and they're like, "Oh, the food set," and it was like something crazy, like 20 minutes. It was on the plane too long, or some ridiculous thing. It was like, what? So all these international travelers had to wait till the next day, so
Wow.
it was not fun.
Wow.
So.
Ugh.
Oh, and then our
Holy
flight
cow.
got canceled on the way back
Oh, yeah,
that
that's
trip.
right.
We got a day delay going back. So on the way back, it was 9 of us on the entire Delta flight going from London to Detroit Metro.
Holy
So
cow.
that was weird. Yeah, it was wild because it was the same plane they had sent before. So they had their stuff messed up because of the logistics, and so that was weird. So almost an extra day in London. Slider and I made the best of it, but
There you go.
You have to.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I don't know what's yours, Mary.
All right, let's see.
No.
M12 Pop is here. Ron is here. Martin is here. Hello, Martin. He only shows
Is
up
that
when you guys show up.
Stevie? Hey,
Yeah.
Martin.
And Rich is here.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
Richard.
They're
Yeah, just
asking if
looking
we're
through
at
his
Scott's
XP
studio
pictures.
now. Maggie and Miranda are at
Hey, Kenny.
Maggie and Miranda Casa Studio.
Yes, and we're
Yep.
roommates, by the way. We are practicing social
Yep.
distancing with the rest of the world, but we live together, so that's why we're sitting
Yeah.
this close. So,
It
Yeah.
makes sense.
just in case.
So I've got to move over a little
Thankfully.
bit here. There we go. We get my distance down right there. I can't go any further. I'll fall off the edge. Okay. All right. While we've got a few folks here, Kenny and Tommy and Martin and Rich and guys, I need you to help us test the back channel that we created right before the show. So Maggie and Miranda and I are going to have a conversation that is supposed to be off air, and we're going to be talking about somebody, and you have to tell us who it is. And if you can hear us, of course, you'll guess right away. But if you can't hear us, then you'll just be guessing. So we're going to go off in 3, 2, 1, off. And I think we're back live. Can folks in the chat room tell us that we're back live? Testing 1, 2,
Anybody
3.
hear that?
Yep. And could you hear what we were talking about? Did you hear who we were talking about when we were in the back channel? Kenny said we were talking about Dan,
So they couldn't hear
so they
Heck
couldn't hear
yes.
you. There we go. And Martin says Dan.
us.
And Rich
Secret is safe.
turned on his closed captioning for lip reading. So that too could be a new feature in
Uh-huh.
vMix. There you go.
I wonder what that would translate to, though.
Huh.
I don't know.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Actually, well,
That's
you
good
guys
that it worked then.
will you guys tell who we were talking about?
We were talking about Miko, my cat.
Miko the cat. Yes. All
Not
right. Oh,
Spider.
No.
Tommy guessed it. Says they're talking about the cat. So
Ooh, Tommy.
Good
maybe he
cat.
was
He
lip
does
reading.
probably know how to read our lips, though.
Yup.
He
Yep.
watches enough of us.
All right.
Yeah.
So the next step will be to set up the virtual green room. And by the way, we did that with X-Keys, of course. All right. Clint's coming from Kentucky, where it's cold and wet, kind of like Michigan, kind of like Alabama
Yeah.
today. It's wet. It's not cold, but it's wet. Gunner's here from Sweden. Welcome, sir. Glad to have you. Yeah, and Kenny is up y'all's way, kind of. I mean, he's closer to you than he is to me in Illinois, I think.
Where's
Yeah.
Kenny at? I should know this. Oh, Illinois. Okay, yeah, Chicago's
Yeah.
only about a 3-hour.
Greenville, Illinois.
drive.
4-hour
Yep.
drive, yeah.
And Ken is in Northern California, where they're about ready to slip
We
off
do
into
know
the
that.
ocean. Yep.
Yeah.
And PL is
someone
from
from
Bordeaux,
France.
France. So he's not very close at
Nice.
all. Holy cow.
Nope.
Okay, why is it sunny in the UK again? Martin says it's sunny. I can't believe it. Last time I talked to him a couple days ago and it was sunny. That's not normal. That's weird.
Lucky.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Yeah.
congratulations.
He better enjoy it while he's got it. That's not going
Right?
to happen. That's not going to last. All right, guys. Well, and TKDS Sports is here from Dayton. Welcome. Gotcha.
Nice.
And HG Bay,
Thanks for joining, guys.
HGJB is here. Welcome from New Jersey. All right. So we got the U.S. pretty well represented. We got a couple in Europe. None from Australia. Of course, it's 5 in the morning in
I told him to set his
Australia.
alarm. What time is
Yeah.
it? Yep, it's 5 a.m. on
pretty
Friday in
early.
Australia right now. So
No, I think he's going to say that he'll get up and have breakfast with you guys.
he always says
His
that.
Friday
You know,
morning
We
breakfast.
tell him he should watch our show. Our show would be 1 o'clock in the morning for him. He should be able to handle that. That's not that late.
Well, he did say last
that
night
late.
he was counting on me warming you guys up because you're going to be
I
on
recall
you're
that
gonna be on
conversation.
the Petrol Show here. And what time is the Petrol
Yeah.
Show? That's tonight,
That
though.
is
isn't it?
Yep.
8 o'clock
PM
Eastern?
tonight.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
That's been fun. It's always good catching up with Tim. And, the petrol prices, they're almost paying you to take it up here in Michigan. It's like negative at the gas stations. So
Holy cow.
it's nuts.
That's great.
Absolutely nuts. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me transition over into the studio and make sure I've got my headshot right. And then we'll get this show on the road. Any other questions
good.
for me, ladies, before we get going?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
Jinx.
Oh, yeah. I was teasing them earlier about finishing each other's sentences. They don't even bother to do that. They just speak at the same time now. Talk about being on the same
Same
wavelength.
tone, same everything.
All right. So tell me about your setup before we get going. I noticed Miranda's got earbuds and Maggie's got headphones. What are you doing for a microphone?
We got the AT. What is it? Hang on, let me bring it up.
While she's looking, Tommy says that our audio is a little bit low in the chat. He said, Tom, can you turn us up a little?
I can.
Gotcha. We've got an Audio Technica AT3031 with and we're using the Behringer 202.
Okay.
Yep. And I have these giant headphones on because the cats chewed through my other headphones.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody
So-
can see the nice blue tape. Half of my headphones don't work.
Yeah.
Because of the cat. Hazards of working from home. And
Hazards
having
of
animals.
having an animal. Holy cow.
Well,
Okay.
that too.
At least
They're
blame it
usually
on the
really well
cat. That's
behaved.
what you do. Blame it on the
I
cat.
think they're sick of us.
Oh, it is.
Don't blame it on your roommate. blame it
They
on
are
the
sick
cat.
of us. How dare you?
I do like to shoot
All right.
birds.
All right, Tommy says that's much better. He can hear the cat purring. So
All right.
Perfect.
that's something I can't hear.
That would be.
All right.
Perfect shot.
Ladies, stick around for a second. I'm going to transition over into the studio and take my
Okay.
my X keys with me. This is the X keys yesterday that I dropped.
Don't drop
And-
it.
Well, it didn't hurt it other than some of the keycaps came off.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And you
My
can't
heart
put
broke for you when that happened.
you can't put a keycap back on without executing the shortcut that's underneath it.
Yep.
Right.
So it was an
Whoops.
interesting challenge at that point. But yeah, I love it. And it's not elegant. It's not as beautiful as the ones everybody else has, but it's purely functional. This is the
There you go.
XK80, which we have in stock here, by the way, at Eastern Shore Broadcasting. So we'll be making some shameless plugs like that. All right,
Oh yeah.
you guys sit tight. I'll be right back,
All
and then we'll get
right.
started. So we'll take out that headset. We'll switch over to the other mic. And move over to the other side.
Have this theme
And
song
we'll get
stuck in
some
my head.
headphones on. Okay. Maggie and Miranda, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sure can.
Awesome. 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 All right, let's try this shot and see. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. All right. And let's get the chat back up there. There we go. And Tommy wants to know, was that Streaming Idiots Lemonade? This is Streaming Idiots Lemonade.
We have some NAB koozies.
Yep.
Got PTZ Optics and one of the many Streaming Idiots ones. So
Yep, this
it's
one's
just
from-
water.
Yeah. This is
Just
from 2018.
Ugh. We're not in Vegas.
All right.
So
Well, ladies, let's get the show on the road, and we will go to the intro. Here we go. You caught me right in the middle of setting a preset for the camera. Welcome. I'm Tom Sinclair, and I got to mute the back channel for a second. I'm Tom Sinclair. This is Streaming Idiots. So glad you're here on what is apparently a wet, nasty afternoon in all the places that matter, except the UK, where it's bright and sunny and cheerful. But no, I'm so glad to have you here for this special Thursday edition of Streaming Idiots. You're saying, what in the world is Streaming Idiots, and who could be a streaming idiot? Well, you could be a streaming idiot, and I'm definitely a streaming idiot. And we got a pair of streaming idiots that can't wait to come talk to you in just a second. But first, Streaming Idiots is is kind of our streaming outreach from Eastern Shore Broadcasting. Eastern Shore Broadcasting is my company. We do all things live streaming. We build. We've got a ton of PCs here we used to be in the workroom, but now they're invading the studio, that are under construction for clients across the country, mostly churches and schools and businesses. So if we can help you get on the World Wide Web live streaming, maybe you've been trying it with an iPhone or your grandmother's computer and a webcam, and you think now's the time to step it up, we can help you step it up. We'd be delighted to help you do that. We also represent one of my favorite products in the whole world, which is X-Keys. This is the X-Key XK80, which I dropped on yesterday's show. And it's not elegantly designed on my part, because it's completely user configurable. but it works for me. I've got all the buttons where I need to, especially my favorite button down here, which is the little teeny banana guy, which is my cough button. We also represent vMix, which is what we're live streaming with today. We're live streaming on a PC that I guess I built right before the first of the year. It's based on an Intel i7 8700K processor, so that means I can juice it up, I can tweak it, I can overclock it if I want to later. It's a K chip, probably won't. With a NVIDIA an RTX 2060 graphics card, and then a bunch of other good stuff. In the past, we were using really underpowered equipment, and vMix did it well, and we were able to actually split our production onto two different PCs. One PC did the production, the second PC did the live stream and the recording. And now that we've got a faster, better machine, which of course is what we do, it's like the mechanic's car is always the one that breaks down. What did they say? The old-timey phrase was the cobbler's children were the ones that had no shoes. It was that kind of thing. We did the best stuff we did for our clients, and we lived with the worst stuff, but now we've upgraded, and it's been a lot of fun. The video is coming to us from a PTZ Optics 12X Gen 2 camera. Connected by, what are we connected by? SDI today, but sometimes we'll do it HDMI, sometimes NDI, sometimes over IP. There's lots of different varieties with that. It's really, really fun. If you're watching us on Facebook Live in the Streaming Idiots group, we love the fact that you're commenting there, but we're not going to be able to see those comments until later. So if you want to comment and get in on the chat part of the show, you need to come on over to easternshorebroadcasting.com, click the Watch Live tab, easternshorebroadcasting.com, and that way you can get in on the chat too. And if you're in Facebook in the Eastern Shore Broadcasting page, then yeah, we can see those comments. So we're glad to have you no matter what it is. Glad to have you no matter what it is in this weird Thursday afternoon version of Streaming Idiots. Well, okay. So let's see if I can make this transition without making it too wild here. We're gonna adjust the camera and adjust the set at the same time. There we go. So I'm gonna bring in our guests today. We've got Maggie and Miranda from PI Engineering, who are the inventors and manufacturers of the X keys. Ladies, welcome. So glad to have you this afternoon.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Hey, Tom. Hey, everybody.
So today is Thursday. Today would be go home day in a regular world. Today would be the day that we were just packing up and leaving Las Vegas after a wonderful time having dinner at the Venetian and seeing all sorts of folks at the Streaming Idiot meetup and seeing all sorts of folks on the trade show floor. But it's just as well because you guys didn't have anything new to show off for the Streaming Idiot crowd. I mean,
yeah, not a consumer product. We had a lot of new OEM stuff, but standard off the shelf, nothing new.
So tell us about your just run through the line of your consumer products. So if somebody's thinking about, I need to get one of those X keys that Tom talks about all the time for my vMix production, what choices would you have? There are like 100 choices, aren't there?
Oh, you've got a ton.
I'm gonna let Miranda do that.
You can go as simple as I throw some keys off, as our XK24. This is probably our most popular option. Just really manageable. You got the 40 key, you got the XK124 T-bar, you got the XK64 replay controller. You've got the XK128. Like, you can really, there's a bunch of buttons.
Jag and shuttle 68, the 12 jag. I don't know if you already said that, but we have just about every size you can probably think of, we make. So
I was talking with somebody about that the other day, and we were talking about I think it's the XK68 joystick. Is that right?
Okay.
Yep.
Is that the right number? It's the XKE68
right.
is the jog, right? Jog shuttle. But the XK68 is the joystick.
64.
So 64 is the jog shuttle. Okay. All right.
No, 68,
Anyway.
XK68 jog and shuttle. Or joystick.
We were talking about the joystick, and the fact that it's great because it'll control your PTZ optics cameras through vMix, but it's kind of a double whammy. Not only will it control your cameras live, but it's got all these programmable keys on it, so you can virtually do your entire vMix production from that keyboard. Just amazing, and it's the same footprint as the XK80.
Yep.
It's really cool. We were working with a client.
And you can have multiple X keys plugged in. So
Yep.
More than one at the same time?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And that's actually something fun that we've been doing on our show since especially since we've been working from home. The first show home we used the XK24, and then the last couple shows we've been using the XK40 and the switch interface with the foot switch.
Yep. Trigger our banana.
Typically we use the XK124 T-bar just because it's awesome, but yep,
It's the big one.
That
in my
guy
lap
right there.
now.
And you guys have got that one.
Make all
So
some
hold
keys
it up again, Maggie. You've got it sort of set up as a traditional switcher.
Yeah, we stole some buttons off of it. There's normally buttons here.
yep.
But this is the layout that you can actually just import right into vMix. There's a template
Okay.
for that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's nice.
And so if you wanted to import the template from vMix, which is already in vMix for the XK, now that's the XKE 128 T-bar. Is that the model number?
124.
124. I added 4 keys. But you could also take some of the black spaces out and put buttons there if you wanted to. So you could even customize it even
good.
further. Oh, that is cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of customers do that. Depending on what show you're in, you need to add a couple more inputs. It's really nice to be able to convert it.
Yeah.
So you're not just stuck with one layout. You can do your spring cleaning and change the entire look of your board if you want to.
Yep. And it's pretty easy to switch things up in vMix when you're programming it as well. So X keys and vMix work very, very well together.
Sure do.
Well, in the pre-show, which was the 3 of us before we went live in the pre-show, we did a test of a back channel. In fact, the same back channel that we tested in the pre-show just a minute ago. When is it Mika or Micah the cat?
Miko
the cat. When Miko the cat was the subject of our off-air conversation. And we did that with 2 keys. So we had 1 key to turn on the back channel, and that key had 12 shortcuts attached to it.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
And then
That's
another
really
key
cool.
to turn off the back channel, and I think there were only 6 shortcuts attached to that. So 2 keys,
Only
18
6.
shortcuts. I mean, that's economy.
Wow.
That's economy.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And it's and you guys gave me a great idea. Of course, you're giving the credit to Martin Steed for it, but the whole idea of creating the green room, which I think is a great idea. We didn't have time to do, although I did flash that on there briefly for you just to see if it worked. So you could set up the same thing under the start key, and what that would do in vMix would be to take the video that you're being sent right now, which is output 1. And we could switch that with 1 shortcut to output 2 and set up a custom, and it could look just like this, and we could have our own back channel
Right.
conversation in vMix. Very, very cool. In fact, we may
Which
play
would be
around
really
with that.
helpful. Yeah.
So will you guys make up a tutorial for that,
Yeah.
I'm sure we could do that.
or you want to
I can do that.
collaborate on one?
Let's collaborate.
go.
Yeah. No, we can make that happen.
Okay, we'll use the Tommy Willis theory of the Beauty and the Beast, and and I can be the Beast. All right, very good, got it.
I was gonna say, wait, you called me the beast though.
No, that was Tommy's words. That was Tommy's words. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. So you guys NAB is gone, so you don't have a trade show there. and IBC in the fall in Amsterdam looks kind of iffy. NAB New York in November looks kind of iffy. Would y'all have gone to NAB New York anyway?
We typically don't, but I have to believe that we were gonna go, at least to go and walk and bring some stuff. I don't know if we'd actually have time to get a booth or whatnot, since we didn't actually get our money back from NAB in Vegas. They kind of just kept it and dispersed it over the next 3 years. So, we are just a small business, but they're important.
Yes.
So we probably would have made an appearance regardless.
Right.
So.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do to replace it? How are you going to get the word about how wonderful X Keys is out to the whole world? Besides coming on the Streaming Idiot Show, I know that's the penultimate, but besides that, what's the idea?
I have a screen. So we're probably going to do a lot more live streaming. I mean, that's what we've been doing this past, a little over a month now.
Weeks.
Days are blurring
6 weeks,
together.
I think.
But we do a live show every single Friday right now. It's called Spiny Talk. I have a screen for it. Hang
She's
on.
got a screen. Use that X keys, Mer.
Boom. It's every Friday at 11:02 Eastern. You can watch it on YouTube or Facebook. And then we also have an X Keys user group that we post a lot of stuff in and have other people posting stuff. Nope, wrong one. Sorry.
Yep.
Different setup one.
So definitely going to be streaming more like the rest of the world right now. So.
And yeah, honestly, an internet presence is just going to become bigger. I think we're going to have to, since we're not able to go in person to some of these right now.
Right.
Since nobody is.
And thankfully, we are part of the Streaming Idiots crowd.
Yes.
So thank you for always including us. You have a great community of influencers and users and integrators, and it's just, we're really thankful to be a part of all that.
I know it's helped me out a lot when I first started learning vMix, and even still now, because I definitely am not an expert at vMix. I'm still definitely learning, but
well, I know you guys
nice to have those resources.
You guys have got these great gigs. I mean, you've got the Friday morning Spiny Talk gig, and you've got the Thursday night petrol prices gig.
Yeah, that's been something new, but I think we're going to keep going with it. So as long as Tim will have us on.
It's been fun.
Have you considered doing some other gigs?
Well, see, the thing is that Miranda wears about 15 different hats on a daily basis, so this isn't her only job. She does most of the technical side. So definitely maybe we can start doing like a once a month special thing on top of our weekly streams. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you guys aren't just laying out,
No.
I wish, but no.
No.
Okay.
A lot of us wear many hats at PI.
Small business, so many hats. But it's good. It keeps you busy.
Yep.
Well, I'm amazed that you guys are able to do as much as you can from home. I can't imagine being homebound. Fortunately,
It's
the rules here are pretty slack, so I just pop into the studio whenever I want to. But I'm the only one here anyway, so it's not a huge deal.
Right.
Yeah, it's been something. Typically, I handle the sales and the shipping, and we usually try to ship out the same day. It's something we're really proud of, and so that's been really challenging because we're not even supposed to be in the office very much. So I'm down to once a week going in there. So I'm literally shipping everything out one day a week, and we're still really busy, which is good, which is great. And
Right.
so it's been challenging, but we're adjusting. So the team's been working as hard as we can to make sure everyone's taken care of.
So the spare bedroom is not full of X keys.
Well,
no,
it
X keys
is.
are scattered throughout
We
the
have-
entire house.
I felt like we were in the booth today because Maria was hooking up cords this morning, and I'm crawling underneath tables grabbing X keys. I mean, we got stuff everywhere. We got bags and boxes and X keys here,
Everywhere.
X keys there, and X keys here. So we're starting to get quite the collection.
The first week, everything was in the living room, and after that week, we're like, nope, we need a dedicated space, an office per se,
Yeah.
and that way we can kind of walk away for a second too. And it makes
Yeah.
it easier to work too.
Otherwise, you
People
can't
work
get away
home.
from it.
Kudos to anyone. No.
Right.
And I love my job, but I love my life outside of my job too, and it's good for your mental health to be able to separate the two, for sure. So,
Right. Well, and for
That
you
is
guys,
one thing with
for you guys, it's a double whammy. I mean, the person you work with is also the person that you share a house with,
Right.
and so there's
Right.
no
Well,
getting away.
There's
Holy
No,
cow!
no, there's so many times we'll be, at dinner and we'll find ourselves talking about work and we're like, why are we talking about work?
no
So-
more work talk. Done for the night.
I mean, for PI, it's great because we literally never really stop working. We're always thinking about stuff to do and what we should do and what we should have said and what we have to do next week. And so
Brain's always on.
it's a good thing though.
It is.
One of the things that we've been doing here lately is been doing some Friday afternoon workshops. We've done 3 of them, and they've been, I think, hugely successful in bringing people in a very, very tight subject definition. We did one, was it last Friday? Yeah, I think it was last Friday, on integrating Zoom and vMix. And it was very, very well received, had twice as many people in the workshop as I expected. So, I mean, and obviously your plate is full, but I was just going to say, if you were to do some workshops about X keys and vMix,
It's a good
That
idea.
is a good
Yeah.
idea.
we could cross post it,
That is a good idea.
and you could stream it to your XQ user group, and we
Yeah.
pop it
Well,
into the Streaming Idiots group
I-
too.
I know that the version 24 was just released, so I think there's some new replay stuff. So hopefully we'll be hearing from our guys like TJ Thompson and maybe even John Lind, and I don't even know if Eric maybe has a version of it. Some of our loyal XTs users that will help us upgrade maybe our key set and some instructions and upgrade the template. So we'll definitely have to do some videos in the future for sure.
Yeah, for sure on that, because went from 4 to 8 cameras.
Yep.
That's going to be
Which is
huge.
awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys have been so busy.
Yeah, they
Everybody-
have.
As I'm
Right.
sure you have. You've probably been so busy. You
Well,
help so many people get their stuff together.
a lot of it, I mean, and I'm sure, Miranda, you can identify, but a lot of it is people that are calling that they just have questions. They just are trying to figure out how to do something, or why something
Oh.
doesn't work the way they expect it to work. And so it's just
Yeah.
a matter of kind of putting on your coaching hat and coaching them through the problem, which doesn't always mean that you've produced new business, but it has mean that you've helped out a user. And in
Yeah.
the long run,
Yeah.
that in the long run, that all pays off. And the
Right,
reputation that you guys have is just huge for customer service.
Yeah, I was
hear
just gonna
good
say that's
things
what
all
I'm
the
so
time.
proud of. Yep, and that's one of the major bummers about not being at the trade show is getting to meet people face to face. I love hearing things like that. So I'm
Yeah.
very, very proud that you can pick up the phone and call us or
Right.
send an email. You usually get a pretty quick response. So definitely
Now, if
proud.
somebody
That's
wanted to
awesome
reach
with
you,
that.
and I don't mean calling you at home, but if they wanted to reach you professionally, would it be best to go through the website at XKeys?
There is a contact form on there. You can submit that, or you can just email sales@xkeys.com. Even if it's not sales related, I can pass it along. Or if you have a technical question, you can do tech@xkeys.com. We are all answering emails. I don't really have a good way to call me right now, but if you shoot me an email with your phone number, if you want to talk, we can.
Yeah, email's the bomb.
Accommodate.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's not X-keys, which is the way it's the trademark is, but it's actually xkeys.com. xkeys.com.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Very good. Very good. So I know you say that you don't have any. You don't. What would you call it? You don't have any consumer products this time around. But do you think there might be something in the pipeline for the future? Something that you can just give us a hint about?
I'm hoping so. Well, we had the standalone T-bar module. I think you saw that at IBC when we showed it off.
Yes. The
That's so
component
close
one.
to being done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a standalone actual USB, so it's not going to slide
gotcha.
into anything, but it's just going to be an extra one. So that'll be cool. I think there's 10 keys on it. They're still
10 or 14,
they're still
something like
messing with
that.
the design of it, but I think that'll
Okay.
probably be the next thing to actually be consumer ready.
Right.
And that's
I think a
based
lot
on
of
what
stuff we're working on
chassis?
right now?
What chassis is that based on? Is that on the 60 or the 80?
It's
Or is it
kind
a
of
new
its own
chassis?
thing. So
Okay.
I think there's about 14 keys around it, 10 or 14 keys if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
And
So
It's got the aluminum extruded
Yep.
base, right?
Yep. So the same case is like what our replay controller or our XK124 T-bar
Gotcha.
controller is.
Yep. so-
Gotcha. Oh, that's going to be really
so
handy.
That'll probably be first. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people have been asking for that. And like I was saying before, you can plug in multiple X keys. So if you just need an extra T-bar somewhere, it'll be nice to be able to slide that in.
Right.
So that'll
Very
probably come
cool.
in. Yeah.
So, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but just really curious. In the world of X keys, the whole live streaming, is that just a little annoying part of the business, or is it, a little more than an annoying part of the business?
Annoying. Annoying's such a bad word.
I wouldn't necessarily say annoying. It's fun, and I think it's been a fun journey to show our products working with
Yeah.
a streaming service like vMix, and we also do it with have a dedicated controller for Wirecast
That's right.
as well.
Yep.
So I think it's really cool.
I mean, we're right now in this current situation, I'm really proud that our stuff works the way it does because we are helping a lot of people that may have never streamed before. And as you know, using the keyboard sometimes while you're doing a one-man band and you need to look over and have the mouse and try to click, I mean, throwing X keys in there and have it pre-programmed for a controller to run a show is huge. So even if you have just a little one, even if you just have a 24 key with some of those most important buttons, I think that it's just one less thing somebody's going to stress about right now.
Right.
So
I really can't imagine doing a show with just a mouse.
that's all I could think of yesterday when you dropped your X key. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna have to go to the mouse.
No, I mean, I'm on the other side of the room from my mouse right here. The only control I have over this show is my
It's just the
XK80, my XK80, and hopefully I've got the buttons back in the right places. Otherwise, I might accidentally turn us all purple.
Great.
Could be fun. No, Maggie and I were talking earlier. I think we should get you some custom acrylic keys for your 80 key. If you'd be interested in that.
Are you
No.
kidding? I mean,
He likes it that way.
Hey, I was just throwing it out there if you wanted it.
Unless he's like shocked. Oh, we can make you a nice set, Tom.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a nice yellow button here that says pre-show, and a nice yellow button that says post-show, and one that says guest only,
Heck
and
yeah.
then side by side, and then main shot. So those are the ones that I use a lot. And then I've got like my ta-da key. Do you have a ta-da key?
Ta-da.
No. Nice.
Everybody needs a
I have a
ta-da key.
clapping one.
You have a clap?
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
hear you.
Let's see. I think
Let's hear
it's this one. Oops.
Oh.
Nope. Sorry. Wrong one. Okay. Everything got changed. There we go. Let me bring us back.
Oh my gosh, Merch.
Shush. It's fine.
Where are they?
I
All right.
Oh.
They're back.
Can
They're
you see
back.
us?
They're back.
We're back.
Oh my
I
Wow.
changed. I threw a bunch of stuff together for the show and things got rearranged. My bad.
You just made me feel so much better. Thank you, Miranda. Golly gee.
Hey, that's the world of live streaming, right? Yeah.
Well,
Enjoy
Maggie
live
is.
streaming.
You guys have been so great to me. And here we are, Eastern Shore Broadcasting, a little reseller for X Keys down in Fairhope, Alabama. But we have an international reach. I mean, we've shipped these rascals all over the place, and we keep some of them in stock here, so that we can bundle them together with the systems that we're building, and we send them out with the systems that we build. And then there are others that that we don't stock, but Maggie has said, Tom, if you need it, we'll ship it to your customer for you. So if there's anything in the X Keys line that you would like, even if it's something you don't necessarily see in our little store online at easternshorebroadcasting.com, by all means call and inquire, and I'm sure that I can get with these guys and we can get you fixed up on whatever it is. Tell me,
Yeah.
guys, what is the warranty on this? I mean, I've dropped it. Did I void the warranty? Am I out of warranty? What's the warranty on an X Keys?
So you get a 1-year manufacturer's repair replace warranty,
Yeah.
and that covers any manufacturer defaults on it. I don't know about throwing it and breaking it if it would be covered, but if you contact me, if there's something I can help with, I might be able to hook you up, Tom.
Now,
We also do something really cool with our warranty. I'm using this to plug, so bear with me. We do an X Keys in the Wild giveaway now with
Yep.
our new show. And so anyone who posts their X Keys on Facebook, Twitter, Amazon, if you write a review, we'll actually extend our warranty an additional year for each social platform that you tag us in and post.
Yep.
So you can actually get up to 4 years warranty on your X Key.
wow.
Just by tagging us. So it's a pretty cool. And
Yeah.
with the giveaway, every week Spiny is going to
Spiny.
pull some of those images and show them on our show.
Yep.
And then about every 3 or 4 weeks, we haven't really decided yet because everything's new now. We're going to do a giveaway so you get some free custom keys. So
Yeah, the first giveaway was last week, so that was
You know,
pretty
Eric,
fun.
Eric Tabor won last week, so he's going to get some new replay keys for his unit. So,
Oh, how awesome is that? I mean,
yeah.
so you can get keys that say "ta-da." If you want a ta-da key, you can get a
Whatever
ta-da
you
key.
want.
Is that
Yes,
not
sir.
cool? Wow. Wow.
Cool.
So
That's
you
a
could
pretty big
literally,
deal. I mean, we're waving.
and you guys make
Yeah.
those keys right there in your
We do.
warehouse.
We actually have a really cool video that Miranda made. If you want us to show it real quick.
Oh, yeah,
It's only
let's
a
see.
minute.
It's only a minute. It's pretty cool.
All right. See
All
if
right,
I can
bear
hit
with
the right
us.
button.
Wow. Wow.
Love it. Love
That
it.
was so cool. Oh, Miranda, that
Isn't
was
it?
great.
Bear did a great job.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun shooting and editing.
I
Yeah, so
bet.
we have 2 industrial printers that we do all the custom keys on, and it's quite a production, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and so that's what you see with the video switcher kit, like I was showing earlier. With the replay unit, the XK64 that you buy pre-configured, those are the keys that are on that. We do sell a couple different sets on our website, already pre-printed, just add to cart. But if you're an OEM customer, that's what we were showing. You probably saw all those X keys stacked up. So somebody actually has written in that device. It ships out with their own custom keys, and when the customer gets it, it's already done up for them. So pretty cool.
So we could do a custom streaming idiots X key version.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Short
Sure
run
could.
kind of thing. Ooh. Ooh. I like it.
Yep.
I like it. And we could give one away. We could give one to everybody that comes to the Streaming Idiots meetup this year at NAB. Oh, wait, no.
Dang
Oh
it.
well.
No.
Just as well. Just as well.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
I
have
know
been.
we went through some. Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
Nope. Ladies first. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we were strolling down memory lane, so we had a bunch of pictures that we saved for the show today too. We were going through all of our friends that we're not gonna get to see. So
You have
Sad.
pictures to show?
we
do.
do have some. You want to see?
If you want to see them.
Oh, golly, yes.
some of the years past.
All right. Let's see here. That's in our booth.
Yeah, it was in
of-
our booth. That's our Deep. He's our UK distributor. This is, of course, the Lego studio, which
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
always loves to see. Even those guys are bummed, man. They don't get to do
Mhm.
anything this year.
Got everything set up, ready to go.
Of course, we got the VMix booth, Spiny. There's the crew that's usually there. TJ's in the back. I think TJ might have been with VMix this year. We miss him, but
Yeah.
he's a great one to have. There you go. We converted him in an XQ shirt. We may have stolen their banana for a little bit.
No, Banana
Imagine.
Dan showed up.
Yeah, we had fun. It was a great way to advertise, let me tell you.
Mhm.
2 girls walking around with a giant cardboard banana. Oh, there's our buddies. I think that's Dave and Kenny. That was at the PTC Optics interview at the Streaming Idiots meetup. So
Yep.
that was fun. That was when we were giving away tickets for the Streaming Idiots meetup. Oh. PTZ Optics.
Yep.
Booth invasions. So yeah, just a couple memories.
Yep.
Like you said, it's gonna make next time just that much more epic, but
Yep.
it's a little strange. I think PI has been going, I want to say at least 15 years. I think this may have been my 10th year. I know maybe it's closer to 20. It might be closer to 20. I know I haven't been going for that
20.
long, but so it's strange.
This
Yeah,
would have
I've been
been your
like 6
10th
years
year going to NAB?
I think would have been my 10th year. I
Holy
know.
cow. So you
This
started
summer
going
we-
when you were like 13? Goodness gracious,
You're
that's
so cute.
amazing.
No, PI got me fresh out of college, so I think this summer it'll be 15 years at PI for me, and you're getting up there too.
It'll be 7 years this summer.
So
That's
they got us.
outstanding.
Yep.
That's outstanding.
Yeah, it's very
That's cool.
it's very cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, what else have you got, ladies? Reach down into your
What else?
grab bag and what other kind of treasures
What else do we have?
are you thinking about?
Ooh. Show
Ooh.
the this video.
She just said, "Ooh, I know."
Well,
Something
so
that starts
when we
with an ooh.
when we were going through things of like stuff that we should show, and then what happened with your show yesterday of you dropping the X keys, we wanted to show how durable our stuff actually is. So here's another short little video.
Amazing.
Yeah,
So
that was at the office.
yep, so that's our one button. And the owner of the company, he has a duck, which is what you saw running it over, and it still worked.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily very pretty afterwards, but it still worked.
Well, I'm not going to do that with my XK80. I like it too much. I
Please
don't want to risk
don't.
it.
Please don't. That is
Yeah.
not a invitation for anybody to do that with their X keys, but
No, that's our one button. We actually manufacture those. We make those in our lab, and those work with the switch interface. Here's one of them. It's the XK3. So you can hook up a button and smash it as hard as your little heart desires. It should survive.
Yep.
So,
Or run a duck over it. Yeah.
and a
there
panic
you go.
button. You want to run a
or
duck
run
over
a
it.
duck over it, you know?
I think, Murray, you have a camera shot of the 40, don't you?
I
think
do.
we can show you what she's actually using to drive VMix right now is our XKE40.
Yep.
So that's what we're
Ooh.
going to use for the show tomorrow. So, and this is what another aluminum enclosure X keys that we have. So it's really durable. Everything can be customized. So we have a mix too. We have the legend keys, and then we have the acrylic ones next to it.
Yep, and I've got some of the colored relegible keys on there as well.
Yep. So we have a rack mount version of that as well, the XK40, which a lot of people like to slide in. As I was saying before, you can use unlimited X keys. So if you need a couple in your rack mount, it's a great option.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
at
This is
home
just
right now.
This just
What
keeps on
I
giving.
know. What
Oh
else
wait,
do I
let's show
have?
this. So in the
Oh, there you go.
background, Spiny, I'm gonna pull this around your head. Lift up. Hey, work from home. So this guy is actually near and dear to my heart. Is our X keys for Photoshop. We just came out with this layout. It's on the acrylic keys. So I use Photoshop almost every single day. And so when I started working here at PI, I didn't know what X keys were, but as soon as I found out, I couldn't imagine working without it. So came up with this layout. It's comes already pre-programmed in hardware mode for you, so literally all you have to do is plug it in, and it's got all these shortcuts already on there. So you got like all your tools, you got some select all, select and mask, deselect, a bunch of transform, copy, paste, two of my very, very favorite keys, some standard open, close, save. And so a cool thing with this, even though it is for Photoshop, a lot of these keys and their shortcuts work across multiple platforms. So like your close, your save, your copy, paste, arrows, shift, tab, control, that sort of stuff works for everything. So that's pretty fun.
Makes
Well,
it
that's
much
pretty
faster.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One above your head again.
Yep.
So you say that the shortcuts are in the hardware. Can you modify that?
You can. So if you download our software MacroWorks 3.1, you can just go in and reprogram it and change it to whatever you want. It's one of the greatest things about Xkeys is even though you have it set up one way, if you change your mind, you can change it.
Yep.
Well, and it's not that you change your mind, but sometimes your needs change. Or sometimes the program that you're using
Exactly.
changes and has new features, and you want those new
Right.
features available to be able to go in and
Yep.
change it. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yeah,
so
and another thing
smart.
with that. Thanks. Yeah, and I actually talked with some of my friends from college that use Photoshop, and there's like no two people that use the same software and the same software the same.
Uh-huh.
So my work could be a little bit different with the shortcuts and everything, so people can then go in and modify that as they want and make it completely theirs.
Yep.
All right.
So this just got brought up in the chat too. One of the things we are actually working on, it's not available just yet. We're going to go into much more detail tomorrow in our
Yep.
show. But with everything that's been going on with, you mentioned Zoom earlier, we're actually coming out with a Zoom layout for Xkeys that someone will be able to just download the utility for the XK24. And it's actually going to just be everything in Zoom that you need. So all those different icons all have shortcuts. So it's going to be basically like a Zoom controller. So we're not
No
going to charge
way.
for it. It's just going to be utility.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't want to give away too much because just we're tweaking a few more things today, but we are definitely going to talk about that more in detail tomorrow. But yeah,
Yeah.
right now it's going to be the 24 key just because it's our most popular. It's handheld. It's very
Yeah.
easy to use and drag around. And so we'll have legends that you can download. And like I said, with the utility, you won't have to worry about programming it. You can, of course, reprogram it, but it's
Yeah.
going to be something cool to offer people right now.
So-
I feel like it's the best time to help somebody.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, because everybody's doing Zoom. Holy cow. So tomorrow
Yeah.
Right.
on
Everybody.
Spiny Talk, that is
Yep.
at what time?
Want to show it again?
11:02. I can show
11:02.
that
She's
again.
gonna bring in her
11:02.
awesome graphic again. There we go.
You try
Friday
to
at
catch us on
11:02
YouTube.
Eastern time. And
Yep.
we're going to go to your YouTube page to watch it, or is it embedded in your website too?
Go to YouTube or to Facebook. We've got
Okay.
it on both of those.
Okay.
I should have it embedded on the website, which maybe I'll do after the show.
Good call.
I used to,
Add that.
but then we changed the name. Yeah, and we also stream it to the user group as well.
Okay.
Yes.
All
So
right.
that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
And so anybody that wants more information on that Zoom version of the XK24 can tune in tomorrow and get the whole shooting match idea. Now, can you
Yep.
do two things in a X Keys at one time? Like have half of it for Zoom and half of it for vMix?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
No
Yep.
way. Really?
Yeah.
It's the magic of X keys. You can make
Oh,
it
that
do
is
whatever
so
you
cool.
want.
I have to turn
Yeah,
into
because the Zoom's just going to be shortcuts.
Mhm.
So it's not going to be like a firmware flash or anything. It's just going to be extra shortcuts already programmed for
Yep.
you. So
but those will be Zoom shortcuts. They
Yeah,
won't be anything out of vMix.
they will be.
Right.
They shouldn't be. I guess we need to check on
I
that.
need to look at those shortcuts again.
I'm not sure if that
check.
would conflict. Sorry. We might need to hold that thought. We'll do some playing
Okay,
around later with
okay,
that one. Like
okay.
I
So
said,
we're
it's
not
so
sure.
fresh.
It's
We
possible,
just,
but it's not confirmed yet. Okay.
I mean, it should be.
Yeah.
You
It should
probably
be.
can
I mean,
VMix.
Unless you literally program that shortcut in
Right.
vMix as well, then when you hit that button, but you should be fine.
Yep, I don't see any conflicts with
I love it because I use
I don't
Zoom
see any
for all my
conflict.
classes and workshops. So I can't wait.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is 11
Yeah,
o'clock
we talked
tomorrow.
about a little bit with Paul.
Yep.
Yeah, Paul from PTZ Optics was pretty stoked too. Apparently, he uses Zoom all the time.
Yeah.
And he already has an XK24 on his desk, so he's pretty excited too. So
And that was the first time we had used Zoom through vMix as well. So we sent our output to Zoom from vMix, and I didn't have my Zoom X keys next to me, but I wanted that when I had it going.
So he has an XK24 on his desk.
Paul,
Yep.
yeah, he uses.
I have an
he uses it for
XK80
podcasts,
on my
actually.
desk.
Good. Yeah. Upgrade.
You're winning.
That's right.
Upgrade.
I'm winning the X Keys war. All right. All right. Well, we will definitely.
That's too much.
We're all going to tune in tomorrow to Spiny Talk at 11
Stay
o'clock
tuned.
on YouTube or on your Facebook page or in the X Keys user group on Facebook. One of those
Yep.
three places, and maybe
And if you're
even
not part of
embedded
that
on your
group, you
website.
should be.
Okay.
Maybe. Yep.
All right.
We'll see.
Awesome. And that's 11 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. You notice, folks, they had EDT on there. Very specific EDT, Eastern Daylight Time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the
Okay.
things about being on Tim's show. It's like he's in the future, so we're on his Friday morning show, but it's our Thursday night. So I have to remember when I'm talking to people. It's like, wow, it's future Tim.
That's
Future
right. I just stick
If
with
the world
Eastern
ends,
time.
Tim's gonna know first.
Whatever time it is, it's Eastern time. You convert it to your own time zone because everybody knows Eastern.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you guys are terrific
So.
for spending time with me today. The
So
day
glad
seems
to be
so
on.
much sunnier and cheerier being able to hang out with you guys because it's been a while. I
been
guess it
fun.
was
It's been a while.
it was IBC
It's been a
when I
while since
saw
you Myrrh. Yeah.
Maggie and Dan.
Yep.
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 So we'll have to keep our ears to the ground and find out when that we can get the whole community of live streamers together again.
You know what? I've been asked a few times, I think actually by Steedy, who's still in the chat. We need to have a Streaming Idiots virtual meetup somehow. So
Funny
we're gonna
that
have
you
to
would
organize
mention that.
Tom.
Funny that you would mention that. That was actually supposed to happen Tuesday night, and we were preempted by the VMix Funtime live show when they announced, or at least they demonstrated, VMix 24 with the 8-camera replay. So we have postponed
setup
the
was so
virtual Streaming Idiots meetup to next Tuesday night
Okay.
at 8 o'clock
Calendar.
Eastern Daylight Time.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
you can
Tuesday
get to it
works.
by going to easternshorebroadcasting.com. We'll be broadcasting the meetup there, but if you want to be in the meetup, we'll be doing it through Zoom. We've got a 5,000 person license for Zoom, so we've got room for everybody, we hope.
Holy
Wow.
moly.
And no, not really.
That'll
Not
be
5,000.
something.
But how in the world is it going to work if you have 100 people in there, and everybody wants to talk at once? I don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't know how teachers are doing it. I haven't
Yeah.
actually ever been in one that's that large of a meetup, but even a classroom size. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I think the key is going to be just to kind of plan it out a little bit in advance and ask certain people to talk and then maybe take questions based on what they talk about. We'll see.
Well, we're
That's a
here
good
if you
idea.
need us.
Yeah.
All right.
Our
Good.
schedule is wide open.
Okay, you're staying home a lot, are you? All right, got it. Very good.
Yep.
Well, you guys are really treats. Thank you so much for brightening our day. And we're going to tune in tomorrow. We're going to tune in tonight and find out about petrol prices. We're going to tune in tomorrow and
Yep.
find out about XK24 and Zoom shortcuts. And then next
Yep.
Tuesday night for the Streaming Idiots virtual meetup at 8 o'clock Eastern. And then Wednesday, of course, it'll be time for Streaming Idiots again. So it's going to be a great week.
That's
a great
perfect.
week.
busy.
All right, guys. Well, we're done with the show. I want y'all to hang out for just a second. We're going to practice that back channel thing.
Sounds good.
But in the meantime, we are going to say, oh yeah, and I got to do my little. There we go. Oh, that's it. That's just the infrared remote that comes with the PTZ camera. Now I could have pre-programmed, if I thought about it, I could have pre-programmed that move into vMix, but I didn't. But here I've got that last minute ability to do those things. So thanks so much for tuning in. If you've got questions about X Keys and you think I can help you, you can send us an email or use our contact form at easternshorebroadcasting.com. If you've got questions about real questions about X Keys, you can go to tech@xkeys.com. No hyphen in there, tech@xkeys.com. Until next week, or until tomorrow, or until tonight. We'll see you then. Y'all take care.